segment tonight, the Factor TV Icon of the Week. One of the most loved literary and television characters of all time was a dog.
Do you think he's around here, Lassie? You found him, Lassie! Boy, you're so little, no wonder you're so hard to find.
Oh. Now, Lassie had a series of best friend kids, and from 1957 to 64, Jon Provost was the man.
Lassie! Lassie!
Lassie was on for 20 years, and you were Lassie's best friend for 7.
And we have to take a vow to promise that we won't tell anyone else about this place.
You took over from Tommy Redding.
So we gotta help him. Understand? Okay.
And then in 1964, you left the show and you vanished. What happened to you?
Well, Bill, you know what? I wrote my own pink slip on that show. The studio, the producers wanted to go for 10 years, and the option was mine. And my parents were great enough to say, you know, what do you want to do? You want to continue being Timmy? And I didn't. I wanted to do other things. I was tired of being Timmy, so I quit the series. And after that, I did a movie with Kurt Russell for Disney called Computer Wore Tennis Shoes.
You guys must be dreaming.
Well, I don't know about that. I used to work for him.
And then 18, graduated from high school. It was time to go to college, and that's when I really disappeared.
In the 7 years you were Lassie's best friend, how many Lassies were there?
In 7 years, I worked with 3 different Lassies.
Lassie's found something else.
Did you have to do anything in particular to work with the dog? Did the dog bite you? I mean, what happened?
Well, you know, the dogs were incredibly trained.
Swallow it.
And the one thing that we did have to worry about was Rudd Weatherwax would give half of Lassie's commands verbally. So we would have to space our dialogue so that Rudd could give a command and then they could cut that out.
Today I have to go back to school. Lassie.
When you are dealing with a dog every day, it becomes like your dog, but it really wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
How much of an emotional attachment there?
Well, I became very, very close. When I got the part as Timmy, the producers, everybody said, yeah, you're the kid we want, but they didn't know how Lassie would get along with me. So I had to go and live with Lassie for a long weekend to see how Lassie accepted me. And what I like to say is, I got Lassie's bark of approval.
What are we going to do, girl?
The stunt dog or the double dog, what did the double dog do?
He got wet if Lassie had to swim.
So the poor stunt dog, double dog, get dumped in water.
That's right.
The show is beloved. I mean, Americans still to this day just love
worldwide.
the show.
Worldwide.
And it's because it engenders traditional values. It's everything good and noble about America.
That was the thing about Lassie, and I think that's why the show is still on in over 50 countries. It's because you learn something from the show.
Now, when people see you now, after all these years, they know who you are, they know what you do.
They do. The other day I was in the supermarket locally, and the guy walks up to me and says, hey, are you the guy from Lassie? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I just want to thank you. He said, I grew up with the show.
The other thing that in your life is you've written a book, Timmy's in the Well, the Jon Provost story.
Well, it's my 50th anniversary from the debut of my first episode on Lassie. And it covers not just the Lassie period, but basically what my celebrity, the effect that my celebrity had on a typical American family.
And you're a TV icon, and we really appreciate you talking with us today.
Thanks a lot, Bill.